Thank you everyone once again for coming out to the grand opening of Bell Helmets here on Main Street in Speedway. I'm Katie Hargett, and we have several special guests here to welcome Bell Helmets to Main Street in Speedway. But first of all, Chris Wheeler and his team asked me to thank several of their partners, so if you bear with me, we have many partners that support the grand opening today. Daredevil Brewery, excuse me, I can't talk today. Speedway Indoor Karting, Dawson's on Main, Estes Design and Fabrication, Elemento Graphics, Molecule, Ram Mounts, Speedtown Comfort and Air, Barber Electric, Brickyard Crossing Golf Course, Foyt Wine Vault, the Speedway Police Department, and Speedway Chamber of Commerce, and of course the town of Speedway. So if you would please now welcome Kyle Ketzman. He's the president and COO of Bell Racing USA.
Thank you very much. We're very excited to be here. We had hoped that the weather would be a little bit warmer, but any day in Speedway next to IMS is a great day. So thank you all for coming. We're really excited to christen this new Bell Indy Pro Shop. You know, Bell has a long history and heritage in association with Speedway Indiana and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. In many ways, IMS was the original proving ground for Bell technology, and a lot of innovations have been developed through our association with IMS, starting in 1955 with our first driver that ever wore Bell in the Indy 500 Cal in the Day, up through our first Indy 500 champion, Jimmy Bryant, who won the 1958 race, and actually to this day Bell is the only other trade name on the Borg-Warner Trophy. So we take some pride in that. And then up through the 102nd running of the Indianapolis 500, we'll have several Bell athletes competing in that, including Connor Daly, who's with us today, Ed Carpenter, and defending 2017 IndyCar champion Joseph Newgarden. So we've continued that history and heritage of competing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and this new location really gives us a chance to continue that. We're going to use this as a learning center. All of our professional athlete sponsorship programs, all the custom builds, all the custom head scans we're going to do in Speedway, Indiana for Bell Racing USA. We're going to have a showroom here that's going to allow local racers to come in that we can work with and fit their helmets. We're going to coordinate all of our social media and content marketing programs out of Speedway, Indiana. So we're really excited to be here. We've got a catchphrase for the location here. It says, established 2018, proven since 1954. So want to welcome all of you, want to thank you for coming. There are a few important people that I do need to thank here that have made this possible. First, I want to thank the town of Speedway, Jacob Blasdale, the town manager, Tim Gropp, the economic development director, and Jeff Matthews, the town council president. I want to thank them for all their efforts. The state of Indiana, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation with Wes Brown and Raleigh Hemling have been instrumental in helping us establish this location in Speedway. Also want to thank Darren Jack, who's with us with the Hall of Fame collection. Darren's got a very special Bell helmet that's going to be on display inside. That's the helmet that Steve McQueen wore in the movie Le Mans. So you're going to see that today, which is incredible. One of the rarest Bell helmets that's out there. We're glad to have that here today. Also want to thank Estes Design and Fabrication. As you go through our facility here, you're going to notice that there are a lot of cabinetry, a lot of workstations that they custom developed for this location, and we're very happy to have those folks from Estes with us today. I also want to thank the Bell Indy team for really helping to get this started. So our project leader on this was Chris Wheeler, and Chris was instrumental in getting Indy established and up and running. Also want to thank Allison Hunt. Rachel Wheeler's here. She's very helpful in helping to get this going. Brooke Roden. Also want to thank Casey Schumann, who was a huge help for us, did a great job. Also want to thank Jacob Brown, who was really instrumental in helping with the cabinetry and getting everything installed. And Roger Brown, of course. Roger works for Estes, and he was very helpful in getting Indy established. So I want to thank the Bell team. They did a fantastic job. And want to thank all of you for coming, and welcome to the new Indy location. And I believe next up is Wes Brown from the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Thank you. Wes's in traffic, so we're going to Let's see here. I think it's Ed, actually. Ed Carpenter. There we are.
Thanks for the introduction, Kyle. Yeah, so I'm here from the IndyCar community, the racing community. I've been a Bell athlete since 2010, and I know how hard Kyle and Chris especially have been working to get this location up and running. You know, one of my favorite things about Bell since I've been a Bell athlete is just the quality of service that they provide for all their athletes and customers. They're there for us all the time as athletes and race car drivers. And having this facility here is just going to make that service so much better. You know, they're always making their product nicer, and I think that's why we're seeing more and more drivers switch over all the time thanks to the service they provide. So it's really great to be here. It's awesome to see what a special turnout that you guys have gotten. So welcome to Speedway, and hopefully it warms up for May. Speaking of which, I know Doug Bowles is here, and he's going to have some more things to say. Hopefully you have a weather update long term.
No weather update yet.
No weather
we don't
update.
have to worry for a couple weeks. So if it wants to be cold now, we're okay with it being cold, because in May it's always sunny in Indianapolis and on Main Street in the town of Speedway. You know, we were talking earlier, some of us, one of the coolest things that has happened to this area of the city of Indianapolis, and certainly to the town of Speedway over the last 10 years, is what's happened here over these 6 blocks along Main Street. And it's been one of those partnerships of a really aggressive and compassionate leaders of the town, along with neighbors who also support what goes along on Main Street by supporting the restaurants and the businesses that are along here. One of the things we talk about when we bring people in from all over the country, when they say, hey, what should we do tonight? We say, you have to go down Main Street. You have to stop and eat on Main Street. You have to go to Speedway indoor karting and get in a go-kart. And it is just really fun to live and work on this side of town. When I started working for the Speedway in November of 2010, I came from working downtown where there were a million places to go eat, something to do at lunchtime. There's always something going on. And I came out here, and it was a point in time where if I needed to eat, I had to go all the way, either go back downtown or you had to go to the almost back to the interstate on the west side. And now I can get my car here in the morning. I don't have to ever leave because there's so much going on down here. We're so proud to bring people. In fact, we had a meeting today here and had lunch here today with some folks from downtown. People want to come to the town. They want to come to Main Street. Everybody in this community knows what's going on here, and it really says a lot about what's going on in the council. I know Councilor Rakes is here. Thank you, Gary, for your leadership. But it's not just the council. It's also people like City County Councilwoman Marilyn Feaster is here. State Representative Carly Macer is here. These are folks that represent this area, who care about this area, who spend time listening to the folks that live here, listening to the businesses and trying to make life better here. And this is something that's not just a big deal in the state of Indiana or in the city of Indianapolis. This is a big deal in the country. There's no other place that I can think of that has been so vibrant and has changed its perception and has changed the way that it deals with the community like this one does. There's not a better partnership that the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has than with the town of Speedway, both the council, the Speedway Redevelopment Commission, but more importantly the citizens of the town of Speedway. And without that partnership, we don't get to celebrate 102 runnings in the Indy 500 next year. Chief Fishburne is here. Between the police chief and the fire chief, we couldn't open our doors without you guys and the men and women who serve this community and serve us. It really does mean a lot to us. You hear me say it all the time. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. It doesn't happen in other communities. It happens here. It means a whole lot. Tim, John, you guys that are helping us figure out issues when we're wanting to build things. We put a lot of money into the facility. It didn't work without starting at the State House, but then coming back to the town where it all had to be implemented. This is an unbelievable partnership. To bring a brand like Bell to Main Street in Speedway, Indiana is a huge thing for all of us. It's a company that's been around for 60 plus years. It's a company who has great, rich history, not just in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but motorsports across the country and across the world. We couldn't be more excited to have Chris here. Kyle, thank you for putting Chris here, and Allison and Brooke and Jacob. You guys get a workout of this shop every day. It's pretty cool that you get that opportunity. I can't wait to come by. I bought my Bell helmet a couple years ago. Absolutely love that helmet. I know Connor loves using that helmet, and we've got a 15-year-old in our house who can't wait to buy a Bell helmet, so at some point in time we're going to get him in here and get him fitted. So welcome to the neighborhood. We're really excited to have you, and it's my pleasure now to introduce to you, relatively new to the town of Speedway, but has gotten his feet wet pretty quickly, helped us solve some problems last year, is continuing to make the town better, and that's Town Manager Jacob Bladesdell. So, Jacob, if you could come up.
Well, thank you, Doug, for being such a strong advocate for the town. In fact, I don't know if I need to say anything else. I think you pretty much just did my job for me. But sincerely, Doug, thank you for being such a close partner and advocate for our town. You really do a lot, and it means a lot for us. So thank you, and Belle, welcome to Speedway. We're very excited to have you here on our main street. It is an exciting day. There's the process of getting Belle here. It kind of started out as a traditional process does, looking at different communities, looking around, seeing what different areas had to offer. But I think it became very clear very early on that they needed to be in Speedway, and we really wanted them here. I think I saw the hashtag Speedway fell for Belle, and we did, and it's great. It's been a great partnership. We just had one little problem. There wasn't really anywhere for them to go. We had to do some looking around, but credit to you guys for being patient, having some creativity. Credit to Tim Gropp, our Economic Development Director. He kicked a lot of tires and looked under a lot of stones, but this worked out so well. It's been really exciting to see the transformation of this facility. I hope you guys took a lot of before and after pictures and have some insight to share, because it's just been incredible, and we're really excited to have you guys here. It's an amazing facility. We're thrilled for you and look forward to continuing to partner with you and watch your continued success here on Main Street and Speedway. Thank you.
So he was stuck in traffic before, but Wes Brown has arrived, so please join me in welcoming Wes Brown from the Indiana Economic Development Commission.
Thank you. I'll be short and sweet. So I work on the state level to bring Belle Racing here, and I just want to thank them for making the investment and bringing such a prestigious brand for racing to Indianapolis, home to, well, really the capital of racing around the world. And Indiana has, racing's over a $5 billion industry, employing over 84,000 people. So obviously motorsports is really important to the state of Indiana, and we're trying to increase the environment and for racing and try to bring in as much of that as we can. And you know, hopefully this is a sign of success and investment to come, not only for motorsports but more importantly for Belle Racing. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes, and the rest of the special guest speakers here today. If I could now ask all of our speakers to come join Chris and the team at the customer service entrance, because we are going to do the ribbon cutting. If everyone else would please like to join us in moving over there as well.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, cut!
Yeah!